I'm real. I'm raw. I'm the international draw. Your FIP World Heavyweight Champion, August Artois. And I'm drinking at Moe's.
This is Drinkin at Moe's, where we talk about the pros of pro wrestling in the Midwest while sipping on some brews with blessed beers and wrestling. That's my scene. Death matches and lucha libre, it's all so mean. I'm a straight up smart goofball, not no kiss ass. I stand tall when it comes to wrestling. I'm the king. I know every move, every fling. Get ready for a wild time with Drinkin at Moe's, where we don't quit. Drinkin at Moe's, that's where it's at, like a power bomb. We hit hard, never flat. Fucking right, we're living the dream. Talking about wrestling, always a scream.
All right, everybody, taking time out before we get this show started. I want to thank Reaper Apparel for having Drinkin' Mo's be a brand ambassador for their clothing line. They got good stuff. They got t-shirts, they got hoodies, they got beanies, they got lots of great stuff, encouraging everybody to break out of their comfort zone, live their best self, and hey, it's something I try to live every day. Now, be sure when you go and you're filling out your order, use the code Drinkin' at Moe's, get 10% off, and the link and the code will both be in the description. Let's fucking go. All right, everybody, welcome Drinkin' Moe's. Big Mo here. You know the drill by now. YouTube, like, subscribe, share, comment, all that good stuff, because YouTube's algorithm is a pain in the ass. Where most places can find audio podcasts too. Today, I'm excited to have with me the FIP World Heavyweight Champion, August Artois. How you doing, man?
Well, I woke up this morning, so it's a good start. More importantly, my friend, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I got some good stuff coming up this month. Wrestling-wise, I'm actually making my commentary debut, so I'm rather excited. A friend of mine is starting up his own kind of charity-based promotion, and the first show is actually being main evented by Ring of Honor and Njpw Cheeseburger. So I get to be a part of that big show. Then I'm pretty.
Mo, you're boring me. Let's talk about me. Let's talk about me.
Oh yeah, we'll get in and talk about you. I was just letting you know how I'm doing, but yes, we'll get to talking about you. First thing I like to ask everybody is what got you started as a fan, and then what got you decided to make that leap into the business.
Well, when I was a kid, I used to watch it whenever it was like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, moving on to Stone Cold Steve Austin, all that shit. Then I stopped watching around the time Kane got Lita pregnant. I don't remember exactly when it was. I think it was like 2003, 2002, something like that.
Somewhere around there.
So I missed all the ECW, WCW stuff, all the NWO stuff, all the I've never seen a CM up until fucking the other night. I've never seen a CM Punk match. Like I stopped watching for such a I started watching again in 2017, 2018. I started watching AJ Styles versus Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. My brother was like, hey, I'm here. You should watch it. And I was like, fuck it, I'll watch it. And I was like, it's actually pretty cool now. I like it's more sport based rather than instead of like weird fucking like Mark Henry having a baby with Mae Young and having a hand and stuff. It was just weird shit.
That got a little crazy there.
So then rewind, at the age of 16 years old, I signed to Metal Bed Records, and I got I toured 48 states across the country, lead singer of Forever in Terror. And then 18 years old, we broke up. Well, we started breaking up. And then I traveled. I fell in love a few times. That was fucking dumb. I found myself I fucking traveled a lot. I went to 8 different countries by myself. And then I turned 30 and I was like, what am I going to do now? Like, I've lived a life so full of like visiting multiple countries, signed to a record label, visiting 48 states. Like I could die and be more successful than a lot of people. But I was like, well, I'm not dead yet. So my brother's like, well, come down here. And he trained to be a professional wrestling referee. He's like, come down here and be a wrestler. I was like, all right, fuck it. And that was 44 months ago.
Damn, and you're already with the big belt there, and damn,
yeah,
that's,
dude.
it's not even
it's not even the title either, man. It's like I've been myself to other countries where the title didn't even come with me. So like it's if anyone wants to like claim the fact of like, well, the title makes the man, it's the man that makes the title, because as like I told you before we started recording, names like fucking Roderick Strong, Seth Rollins, fucking John Moxley, Austin Theory, Homicide, Daniel Bryan, they've all held this title, and that's when it used to mean something. And then this title lost its fucking lust. It lost its value. It started going into the hands of guys who didn't give a shit not only about themselves but this business. And this beautiful title would sit next to people's fucking dirty laundry on the floor. And in just, I think it's been since December 10th. I won the title last year, December 10th. Since then, I've brought it 5 times to England. I got 2 times in Scotland. I got 3 more bookings coming up in Scotland. It's 5 times in Scotland. Twice now in Puerto Rico. I head back to Puerto Rico next weekend with it as well. I brought it to fucking Thailand. I brought it to Asia, for fucking sake, dude. Like, and that's what really irks me when people say, like, I'm the world champion. Your fucking title doesn't leave Florida or Georgia or North Carolina. Like, my title has been in the hands of so many international TSA agents. It's not even funny.
Yeah, that is the thing. You know, you hear a lot of places calling their belts world titles, but then you also hear about I had a friend that ran Warrior Wrestling out of Chicago, and they actually at one point had their title defended in Canada. So I mean, it's like just up there a little ways, but it's still in a different country. So at least
but that's a North American. That's a North American title. Then
you got a point. You got a point. Point. Yours, having Europe, Asia, all over, a true world title.
Yeah, well, and not only that, like I didn't defend it, but I brought it to France, took pictures in France with it. I brought it to fucking Istanbul, Turkey, took pictures with it there. Like I've made this title now. Like whoever gets this title next, whoever can beat me and end up taking this from me, like they've got some fucking shoes to fill. I feel bad for whoever ends up with it.
That they do. And, you brought up Thailand. We actually have a little bit in common there, although different parts of Thailand. You being over in Bangkok, I was back in 2011. It was like tail end of 2011 into 2012. I was actually in Thailand over in Phuket.
Fuck it. We call it fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, that's what we all called it because that's what it literally sounds like, or it looks like it anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually heading back. I'm heading back to Thailand in January 27th through February 10th, and I'm bringing my buddy with me, and we're actually going to fuck it.
Oh man!
I told him I was like, it's pronounced. I told him I was like, it's pronounced Phuket. He goes, not when I'm there.
Yes. No, I love it because hell, I remember drinking some drink in a swim-up bar out of a hollowed out pineapple, and I'm like, fuck yeah, let's freaking go.
Hell yeah, dude. I want to go back already. I just got back I just got back last week and I'm dying to go back. But I still What?
Oh, I was gonna say it was relatively recently. You were just there.
Yeah, man. I still got Thailand dirt on my balls. But like up until then, I still that's 100. I think like 173 days until I go back to Thailand. But I got Puerto Rico next weekend. I'm fighting Savio Vega, that piece of fucking dog shit. I hate him. Fuck him.
Yeah.
We're fighting in a Puerto Rican street fight too. On
Oh
top of
God, I hear
well,
the street fights in Puerto Rico, especially. I hear can get rather nuts.
yeah, and the fans there absolutely fucking hate me. Well, when I first went there, I posted a picture of a Cuban flag, and I was like, can't wait to come to Puerto Rico. And they're like, that's not the right flag, dumbass. I was like, I don't give a shit about your fuck. I was like, it's not even a country. Shut the fuck up. No one cares about Puerto Rico. Nobody. so then on top of that, I wore a shirt that said "Justice for Brody," and it said it in English and it said it in Spanish. They didn't like that. They did not like that at all.
I would say I would think they might not. Although me being a Bruiser Brody fan that I am, I would have gotten a kick out of that.
Dude, me too. And like the last podcast I did, they were asking me like, how do I feel about going to Bangkok? And I was like, well, wrestling in Asia, like I've always seen these clips of like, well, Stan Hansen, I think he's a fucking joke, but like Bruiser Brody, I've always seen clips of him, Terry Funk. The company that I worked for over there was IWA Japan. It was the 30th anniversary, which Terry Funk, fucking Bruiser Brody, Cactus Jack worked for. And I've always seen these clips of them going in the crowd and these people scattering like bugs, like scared to death. So I told the guy, I was like, I'm gonna walk through the crowd and see what reaction I get, dude. And I walked through the crowd and they scattered. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, I love watching those old videos of Bruiser Brody walking around swinging that chain and just the people going like crazy, like, oh my God, they're so scared shitless. It's awesome.
The thing that separates me from everybody else that wrestles these days is everybody's worried about going out there and having a 5-star wrestling match while I'm out there worried about having a 5-star entertaining show. And that's the thing is like, ask anybody after your match, but what do you remember from my match? Your entrance, the cutoff, the finishing move, the fucking way you held the title up, like those things. What do you remember from Stone Cold? Oh, hell yeah. No, when you think of Stone Cold, you don't think of the Stone Cold Stunner. You think of, oh, hell yeah. That's the bottom line. You think of The Rock, you think fucking, you smell la, 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 la. Like, so I'm real, I'm raw, I'm August Artois. When I walk in the locker rooms, guys will be like, oh, shit, he's real, he's raw, he's August Artois. I'm like, yeah, I don't even know your fucking name, let alone your moniker. But that's like, you have to be, I try to tell people, like, I've been told before, like, people truly hate you as a professional wrestler. I'm like, good. They hate August. They don't know Tim, and they'll never, ever, ever know Tim. But here's the thing. Whether they want to see me get my fucking ass kicked or if they want to see me kick some ass, they want to see me. Whether they want to see me win or they want to see me. So I've stayed at the top of that fucking, since I've started 44 months ago, it's been main event, main event, main event. I go to other countries, it's main event, main event. And if it's not main event, it's a fucking big deal on the card.
Yeah. Hell, that's the thing I tell people, you know, when talking to them about wrestling, you know, they like, I'll mention I might not be so much of a fan of this persona or that persona, but the thing, like with the heels, their job is to they'll want to see you get your ass kicked. Like, or if they're cheering for you, they want to see you. Either way, they want to see you, whether they're wanting to see you kick ass or get your ass kicked. If you're getting that reaction out of them, you're doing your job.
Dude, like leading up to this, when I went to Thailand, I fought a guy named Shivam. He's from India. So any chance that I got, I'm here in Florida, there's an Indian market down the street. So I went to the Indian market. I had the fucking owner of the Indian market I said, hey, do you know who Shivam is? And he goes, yeah, Shivam sucks. Shivam fucking sucks. I hate Shivam. Then when I got to Thailand, I ran into some Indian guys at the airport. I was like, hey, will you make a video? Then the night before, I took a picture of the guy's parents, and I was like, you're going to let these fucking people down. So when I showed up to that show already, as soon as my music hit, those people fucking hated me. And they, like, I'd say maybe 10% of the crowd could speak English, but the entire crowd chanted, fuck you, August. I did my fucking job, dude. From 9,377 miles away, I did my fucking job to the fullest. I made their guy look like a fucking $1 million because he is. I mean, that wasn't really me. He is $1 million. But I retained my fucking. I put my title over. I put their fucking guy over. I put myself over. I put the company fucking over. I sold fucking tickets to the show while I was in Thailand. Like, I'm worth every fucking penny I charge.
That you are. And, I've been curious because, I've talked to some world travelers. I've talked with, Big Bronson Reed. I've had him on. That was fun because it was literally at a fan fest before a show, and he literally took the time out after the fan fest ended till he had to literally go back and put his gear on. And he's just like,
he's a super fucking nice guy.
Oh, totally. And
that's why like when you see a guy like that in the ring and they fucking have that angry, like you feel like like it takes a lot for a nice guy to fucking snap like that. So that's what makes, I think, wrestling better too.
Oh yeah. There's that thing with some wrestlers that I've seen is, like Bronson Reed behind the camera, nice dude. And there's a couple others. One in particular I remember, Swerve, another guy I've met that, he can play one sadistic son of a bitch, but behind the camera, nicest dude ever.
You got to have range in this business. Like, a lot of my promos, I'll cut them in the bath. I'll cut them, put the fucking phone in the refrigerator and open it and cut a promo. Like, that's entertaining to me. So then whenever I do have that fucking match that the shades come off, there's tears in my fucking eyes, my hands are shaking, like, then people are like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, if you're always funny, if you're always serious, or if every one of your promos, you're sitting in a steel chair and you flip the chair over when you're done, like, that shit gets fucking old after a while. You have to have range. Like, there has to be funny promos. There has to be serious promos. There have to be well thought out promos. There has to be part 1, part 2, part 3 promos. Like, people get stuck in this bubble. And like you mentioned earlier about the heels, everybody wants to be fucking cool. They want to be booed, but they don't want to slip on that fucking banana peel. And everyone's like, well, what do you mean by that? You can be the coolest guy in the world, but you have to slip on that fucking banana peel to make that ha ha, you idiot. You thought you're cool, but you're fucking not. But if you go out there and you're an asshole, the crowd hates you, but you're a great wrestler, like, they're just going to start liking. Why do they fucking hate? This guy's pretty good, actually. I like him. So yeah, you can go out there and be a good wrestler, but you have to fucking find that banana peel. And I don't care like what way you do it and what way you interpret that, but you have to slip on that fucking banana.
It could be one of those silly moments, like people will see get tripped up, like you slip on the ropes or something, or like you end up like you spill water in part of a earlier part of the match, and then later on, not really remembering where that spot was, you end up
whoops,
little shit like that.
There's a spot I did in Thailand where I brought the guy outside the ring, fucking slammed his head off the ring, and I told the crowd, I was like, everybody fucking move. So dude, they're grabbing all their shit, they're running to get out of the way. They're all scattered, and I fucking grab him and I throw him back in the ring, and I go, you're fucking stupid. Every one of you are stupid. And then I turn around to go get back in the ring. As soon as I turn around, whack, he hits me, and now I'm fucking stupid.
Little stuff like that definitely leaves that impression and gets those little special moments for, like, when you're playing the heel, the face gets that little comeuppance, and then, oh, haha, guy got kicked in the face.
Exactly, man. And like I said, like, it's cool to be cool, but like Ric Flair was one of the coolest motherfuckers in the world in professional wrestling. But he always, like, so many times he'd do that fucking punch and he'd fucking stumble, and then fall. Like, that's a banana split. That's a banana slip. But people think like, oh, I'm not gonna go out there and make an ass of myself. Like, no, but you can't go out there and out wrestle the fucking good guy. You can't go out there and be cooler, funnier, better looking, and better wrestling. Like, it's what does he have then?
Yeah, and bringing up Ric Flair, pretty good example. He also knew how to play some like really funny spots in those matches, like that stumble and flat on his face, and other
when he
funny
when he hit the turnbuckle and went over, ran over to the side, got up, and then he fucking ran right into the dead end.
Exactly.
Banana slip.
Now, I've also been curious because UK tours, that is one part of the world that I haven't touched much besides, I mean, in Europe in general, besides like Greece and Italy. What was your UK tours been like for you?
So this is my third time going back now. First time I went there, they've all been for 2 weeks at a time. First time I went there, I wrestled for Target Wrestling and Wrestle Carnival. Second time I went there, I wrestled for W3L in Scotland, Premier British Wrestling in Scotland, WAW, which is Page's family's company. I wrestled for them twice. That was in Norwich, fucking England. And then I wrestled it for Target Wrestling again. And then now that I'm going back, I'm wrestling for Bleeding Gums, which is a deathmatch company. I didn't realize it was a I didn't fucking realize it was a deathmatch company when I signed up. But I don't cancel booking. So I got to figure out a way around that. Wrestling for Bleeding Gums, deathmatch wrestling in Scotland. I'm wrestling for Valor Wrestling in Scotland, and I'm wrestling for W3L again in Scotland. So this whole tour will be, so far, all of it's in Scotland. I still have a few more days.
Nice.
But the food,
go ahead.
The food over there sucks. The women over there suck. The ugly women are ugly. The pretty women are fucking ugly too. The guys are all egotistical, tough guys, and they're all 4 foot nothing, and they think they're fucking cool. The only reason that I really like going over, like Newcastle, that's where I stay at, Newcastle. It's a party town. It's a beautiful city. I love it. I could walk around the city for hours. It's just it's so cool to be around like different cultures and different people and shit like that. But then you go into a pub and start talking, and then it's like I brought my title in with me one time. The guy's like, "Hey mate, let me take a fucking picture with your title." I was like, "No, like I'll take a picture with you with my title." He's like, "No, fuck you, mate." I was like, "Are you kidding me? What the hell's the matter with you? Kick your fucking ass." But like when I go there now, like the first time I went and sightseeing. I went and seen castles and all that dumb shit. Second time I went, I kind of stayed mainly in Newcastle. We went to Scotland and stuff, but we just went to wrestle, came back. This time though, like I'm mainly going. I have one of my best friends in the entire world, probably my best friend in the entire world, who is also my merch guy. We've been friends my entire career. We met online through wrestling. He started graphic designing, and he's like, "You look cool, man. I'd like to work with you, make some designs for you." We've been friends ever since. I finally got to meet him earlier this year when I first went in January. So this time I go back now, I just hang out in fucking UK, smoke weed, play video games, and eat fucking. I go to the store and get like chicken tenders and stuff because I'm not. Dude, the one day my buddy's mom, who I love to death, my lovely UK mother, she makes me Sunday dinner, which every Sunday they have Sunday dinner. It's like Thanksgiving, but it was one little tiny piece of roast beef, and then it was like a pile of mashed potatoes, a full potato, fries, which is fucking, who needs 3 potatoes on a fucking plate? Then it was like 5 different kinds of vegetables, and then a Yorkshire pudding, which isn't pudding, it's just a big piece of bread. I was like, dude, I can't. I hate to tell your mom this, but I can't eat this. This is fucking terrible. And then the next day, they got me fish and chips.
Hey,
no man,
not good.
I don't like fish. I don't like fish in general. But they were like, no, like it's deep fried, like it's all. I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll try it. But it was like, dude, the fucking fish was like that big. So like, I ate the edges of it. It was crispy and it was good, but then the middle of it was like wet fish. It was disgusting.
Yeah, I've heard the food over there ain't the best, so that's the only part in me that makes me iffy on over there. But when you mentioned Bleeding Gums and the deathmatch stuff, I had this idea that just popped into my head. There's always some spot where somebody brings out like a bag of thumbtacks or a bag of broken glass. What if one time in your match, some guy does that, but instead, before he gets the chance to slam you on it, you kick him in the dick, and then you break out a broom and then brush the stuff out of there.
Dude, that's really funny you said that because like most matches start with like light tubes in the corner. So as soon as I come out from my entrance, I'm going to grab all the light tubes and throw them out of the fucking ring and break them all. Like, nope, we're not fucking doing that. So then like, say he like sets up a table, I'll fucking like snag a headlock and fucking like headlock takedown and then knock the table down and slide it out of the fucking ring. Because like if you work smart, you don't have to work hard. Because then eventually I do get slammed on the thumbtacks or I do go through the table and the crowd goes fucking crazy. So, but my thing is like, I think deathmatch is fucking stupid. I just don't get it because like I've seen a lot of dumb like dude gets hit in the fucking head with a razor covered chair, then he turns around and he starts cutting his head. Like, dude, just fucking you just got hit in the head with a razor. Like just take it like a man if you're gonna take it.
Yeah.
So, but like if you've seen like some of my pictures on Instagram and stuff, like when I won this title, dude, I was covered from head to toe. My eyes, I couldn't get the blood out of my like I was drenched in fucking blood. When I leaned over, there was just like lots of blood pouring out, piles of it. It was puddles of blood. It was disgusting. But it was worth it. So like I'm not afraid to bleed, but it's gotta make sense. I'm not gonna like a lot of those death matches, like they'll sit in a chair in front of each other and like they'll put the thing on each other's head and smack it in. Like, I'm not gonna let you sit there and fucking do it. If you can like get me to a point where you can do that, cool. But I'm not gonna like, oh yeah, man, like here, fucking, and then when they push each other away and stuff, like you guys are fucking dumb.
Yeah, no, it's definitely got to make sense. You know, there's the times where I think that it's done right, where it's like they'll start off with smaller stuff, but then they build up to the big stuff, and then boom, finish. But
I just call that a hardcore match or anything goes match.
That is pretty much.
Once you call it a death match, I need to see barbed wire ropes. I need to see exploding corners. I need to see fucking C4, like Cactus Jack and Terry Funk type shit.
Oh yeah. That.
But I'm definitely like the promoter hit me up and he's like, hey, like a lot of fucking promoters always, buy into my shit. He's like, hey, I saw your post. He goes, if you don't want to do the show, you don't have to. I was like, no, like I know what I signed up for, dumbass. Like I know what I'm doing. It's just that I'm going to make this like kind of like when Matt Cardona came to fucking GCW. Like I'm going to bring entertainment to deathmatch wrestling in Scotland. Watch.
Oh yeah. Hey, that, and he did some of those spots where it's like, oh, he'll deny the fans a certain little bit, but then bam, it comes, and then boom, crowd goes nuts.
Exactly. It's like you ever seen The Price is Right when you have that one game where the yodel 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 yodel. You have to go you have to get that guy as high as you can, but if he fucking goes too far, you have to know how to get that crowd built to a point. I mean, there's been times in our matches where everybody knows what wrestling is, so I'm not really pulling the curtain. But say like this is what the finish is. This is what the finish is going to be. And I've been in a match before where I'm like, roll me up, dude. Match is over. Like we got them so fucking high right now. If we fucking go now and bring them down into a comeback and in a false finish, we're gonna lose this fucking crowd, dude. Roll me up. 1, 2, 3. Fucking crowd goes nuts. Is that what we wanted to do? No. But is what the paying customer wanted? Yeah, man. And you have to like during the match, people say like you don't always give them what they want. No, you don't. But not right away at least. But you have to eventually give them what the fuck they want. They're the customers.
Oh yeah, you gotta know when that right time is. Like if you do too much more, you're just gonna lose them. So you gotta know that moment, that balance.
You gotta know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Yep, most definitely. Now, also you mentioned your merch guy. I was looking on a bunch of pictures, and some people when they have their merch, it's like a relatively small collection, but I'm looking at yours and it's like, holy
shit. I got like 67 articles of merch. I've got jackets, bathing suits, I've got hats, I've got book bags, I've got sandals, shoes, I've got cups, I've got glasses, I've got ashtrays, I've got bottle openers, I've got dog clothes, cat clothes, I've got pajamas, I've got pillowcases, bed sets. I've got fucking everything, dude.
Yeah, and that's something that a lot of people can.
That's Unforgettable Vision. To anybody listening that wants to check out the merch, that's unforgettablevisionaltogether.com. That's Wayne Dennison. That's my fucking that's me fucking mate. He's the fucking
That
man.
And man, that is something that a lot of people can learn from, because it's like
It's all about marketing.
You give people that much of a array of stuff, you're going to have a little bit of something for everybody.
Well, dude, I like my buddy does all the work. Like I'll make some of my designs. Like I'll make a design and send it to him, and he'll fucking transfer it onto a shirt, and everything's good. So I like to help him out in that sense. But he does all the orders, all the fucking website shit, all that. So I split my merchandise with him 60-40, and I'm still making like $80 to $100 a month off website fucking clicks and shit. And he showed me like how many people go to August Artois' page. He's like, dude, you've got Thailand, Scotland, you've got fucking Taiwan, you've got Japan. Like, there's people all over the world buying your fucking merchandise. And it ships from the UK, so it's right in the fucking middle of the world.
Yeah, little right in the middle there of everybody. So, okay, I also wanted to talk about some of the U.S. promotions. Full Impact Pro. You're based out of, and correct me if I'm wrong, Florida, right?
Yeah, I'm in Florida, South Florida.
So, and hell, Southeast in general's got a lot of stuff, a lot of places to choose from.
Way too fucking many. And that's my thing, is like, a lot of people ask me, they're like, why don't you wrestle more in Florida? And here's my fucking thing. And my mom always told me, like, if you go to a party, try not to be the last one fucking there at the bar, at the party, because people get sick of you. And I try to tell these guys, like, you're a bad guy at this promotion. 15 minutes down the road, you're a good guy. 20 minutes down the road, you're a bad guy again. You're not only you're losing fucking fans because they don't know who the hell you are. Like, one day at the merch table, you're a dick to them. The next day, you're taking pictures with them. On top of that, they're seeing the same fucking move set, the same matches. So now I work for FIP, GCW, which is Generation Championship Wrestling in Florida, and Pride of Wrestling, POW. So when I come to those fucking three promotions, people are like, drop what you're doing, dude. August is back. Like, he's been in the UK, Thailand, Puerto Rico. He's finally wrestling in Florida now. Like North Carolina guys are big on it. Like, they're happy being comfortable wrestling in front of the same fucking 30 people with the same 20 guys on the card, making $30 a night. And it's fucking, to me, that's fucking pathetic. I mean, to be the man in your state is like being the fucking smartest kid in a fucking glue eating contest. Like, you're not that fucking cool, man. So, like, there's guys that I met in the locker room, like 15, 20-year vets. They're like, hey, kid, you've been doing a lot, but you've been skipping a lot of steps. You haven't been paying your dues. Suck my fucking dick. That whole paying dues bullshit, that's for guys that never made it, and it's a way for them to feel important, like locker room leaders and stuff like that like to pull you aside and, hey, let me go over your match with you real quick. Go fuck yourself. When you scratch the surface of anything successful that I've done in my life or even career, then we can talk. But I mean, there's a lot of guys in this business, like, for instance, like not Ricky Morton, but like a Ricky Morton. Even if he's not telling you something you want to hear, listen. Just shut up and listen. And that's what you do. But there's guys that have never left this fucking, not only the state of Florida, but like the city of like St. Pete, Clearwater, Tampa, trying to tell me like, hey, I would dial it back if I were you. Like, my merchandise literally says, suck my dick from the back with your nose on my ass. There's kids in the crowd wearing my shirts and stuff. Like, they don't want me to dial it back. It's the veterans that have been doing it 15, 20 years that haven't done a thing. And they're like, hey, you should calm down so I don't look so stupid.
Yeah, it's one thing when, a person of the caliber of, Kerry Morton, or somebody that's literally been world traveled, been on those big stages, is wanting to give you some advice on this or that. But yeah, when those people that don't want to leave their own geographical area,
well, and some of them want to, they just fucking can't. They're not good. Like,
true.
Like, I got booked in Maine, like all the way up in Maine, all the way on the other side, north and south of the country. And the promoter was like, dude, if I could book 100 of you, I would. Like, he goes, there's not a guy in this fucking locker room that cut a promo for the show. There's not a guy in this. He goes, I'm on my own private Facebook and I'm looking at things to do in Maine. He goes, and there's you posting about the show. He goes, my guys don't even do that. I was like, well, dude, that's the reason I've been brought back now. He can't afford it. It's an expensive flight. So I go back once a year to Maine. It's been fucking 3 years now. I go back to Maine.
Nice.
They keep bringing me back because I'm worth like, and not only that, but like Pride of Wrestling, we got a show coming up. They're about to start releasing the graphics. As soon as they release the graphics, I take all the graphics, I put them in a little video, and I go, this Saturday, February this, Pride of Wrestling presents this show with matches such as August Artois versus blah, 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 this person versus this person. Then I post that, and then promoters are like, fuck. He's not only wrestling, he's promoting, but he's advertising, he's doing voiceovers, he's making videos. Like, yeah, I'll pay this guy 25 more extra dollars than what I'm paying him now. Like, and they're gonna continue to bring you back because they see not only are you like putting in the effort to get people in, but you are getting people in. There's people wearing your t-shirts, your merch tables littered with people. Like, they see that shit. And
oh yeah, they see those
like
lines.
We're literally in a group chat where like everybody on the show's in a group chat, and the promoter's like, hey, if I don't start getting promos, like, you guys are done. Then you see all the bubbles pop down and still no promos. Like, how do you feel knowing that you didn't? We all know that you didn't cut a promo yet. He's talking to you, and you still don't cut a fucking promo? That's wild to me. It's the easiest thing to do in wrestling. Hit record and start talking shit.
Oh yeah, hell, I love doing them just for the hell of it. You know, recording myself for the show that I'm doing, making my commentary debut at. I literally just last night did one where, you know, I ran down a few of the matches, but then I also did a little clip where there's this one guy that his name is one thing, but it sounds very similar to Steve. So I made it a joke where I was like, I called him Steve instead of, I think it's Steve. And then I made it look like off camera there was somebody in management that was like, no, it's, I'm like, and then I'm saying, man, trying to remember similar sounding names, that's harder than this, and then this, this.
Hell yeah. You're a worker.
I posted them both last night.
Well, send them to me after we finish here. I want to see them.
Oh, definitely. Definitely will. But, so
but like,
go ahead.
When I do promos and stuff like that, like, some people will cut one promo, but like as soon as they announce my match, I'll cut a promo. And as soon as I get a response, I cut another one. If you don't respond back, I'll fucking bury you again with another one, dude. Like, I'll cut 4 fucking promos for a show. And then like on top of that, like I went to Thailand for this last show. I went to YouTube and got a Turkish Airlines flight taking off. I got the city of Bangkok from a drone. And then I got IWA footage from the past in black and white. And then I fast forwarded to like the new age stuff. The promoter was like, did anybody ask you to do this? I was like, no. Is that it? I've never wrestled in Asia. I was like, am I not supposed to do that? He goes, no, that's fucking amazing, dude. Like, wow, you really care. I was like, well, yeah.
Oh yeah. And
how many people
I
say
even
they
got
wrestle?
more. Oh, go ahead.
What?
Oh, I was just gonna say I got more stuff planned because there's another one of the wrestlers that commented about doing one of just a few of the other wrestlers that are on the card. I'm like, dude, I already got that planned. I just haven't done it yet.
Yeah, hell yeah. Always have shit planned out. Like for content, people ask me, like, dude, every single day you post content. If you go to my fucking like my picture files, I've got content for the next 3 weeks ready to go. And I know post this video on Saturday, then I'm posting this picture on Saturday night with this caption, with this hashtag. Then I'm gonna wake up Monday morning, I'm gonna post this fucking video. I'm gonna post this one and tag this guy in it because I know when he's in Colorado, so it'll cover my time zone and his time zone. People are fucking dumb, dude.
Oh yeah, hell, I've got content scheduled out all the way till like middle of September.
Well, because you treat this like a business. A lot of people treat professional wrestling like Thursday night bowling league. Like, whoa, oh shit, honey, I got a bowling match tonight. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you just a lot of guys will be like, they'll post the flyer when they get it. They'll put February 10th, and then on February 9th, they'll share the flyer again and put tomorrow. Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, no, give constant build up. Yeah, totally.
It's consistency, dude, and like whether you're gonna whether you annoy people and they fucking unfollow you or they don't. I mean, I've seen my numbers go up and down and up and down. It's been at 2,500 for fucking 3 months now, but slowly but surely it gets up there. And then on top of that too, I fucking got business cards from Vistaprint with my picture on it, real raw August Artois, voiceover actor, professional wrestler, with my fucking email, my Instagram, my Twitter, and then if you flip it over, it's got my QR code for my merch. So when I'm at the fucking airport and I'm sitting there with this title next to me and I see some guy like looking over like, what is that thing? Boom, here's my fucking card. Immediately, I pick up my book bag and I go to get a fucking drink from Sbarro. Ding! You have a new follower. Goddamn right I do.
All right. That is the way to do it. So,
dude,
when I
got back from England, this girl at the show was like, I never heard of August Artois before, but now I'm a huge fan because he came to me with a business card. Like now I looked everything up about the guy because he gave me everything I needed to see. Instead of being like my name's August Artois, Artois. You're not gonna know how to spell that if I tell you. So I have it written across my fucking my entrance jacket says August Artois, my gear says August Artois, my hat says August Artois, my book bag says August Artois, my fucking fanny pack says August Artois. They're going to know who I am.
Oh, most definitely. Now, I got some categories here. One's a bit of a name game where I name off some people and, you give me quick thoughts on each person. And, I try to theme it towards the guest as much as possible. And most of these guys either are, live in Florida or, they've made a big name down there. And one is actually a person that I just thought I would love to see you wrestle if you haven't already. Or hell, if you have, I'd love to see it again.
Who?
You know what? We'll start off with that one. The Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer.
Ah, yeah. Oh, last thing I ever seen of him was did he break his neck doing a backflip or something?
You know what? I'm trying to remember because the last time I saw him was actually at AEW Collision taping, on the other side of town from me. And that was like a couple months ago.
Oh, so he's back then. Yeah, dude, I'd love to fuck. I fought somebody very similar to him, Madman Fulton.
Oh, yeah. I've ran into him a bunch of times at Sammy Callahan's promotion, Revolver.
Yeah, his fist ran into me a couple times. Yeah, I wrestled him in Utah. I'm actually the STF heavyweight champion out in Utah. I've been the champion for I think 500 and something days now.
Nice.
Yeah, I know, right?
I actually back in 2006 worked at Bryce Canyon National Park. So I know at least some parts of Utah very well.
Oh, yeah. Last time I was there, my buddy took me shooting in the ranges out there. That was awesome.
Nice. Going back to Lance Archer, one of my things back here, I display some of my hobbies behind me, and one of them is signed wrestling figures. I love going to the people with it and getting it signed, and one of them is actually Lance Archer.
Cool. I don't care.
Okay. So, next one here.
When you got a signed August Artois figure.
Well, I'd love to get one.
I think, they're coming soon. Here's the fucking...
You got the prototype or whatever?
No, I got the packaging for it.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm going to need to get my hands on one of them.
That's what it'll look like. Wait, where am I at here? There it is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Artois dolls coming soon.
I'm definitely going to need to get my hands on that. So the next person on this name game here. What? Oh, I was
Nothing.
going to say the next person on this name game here, he called himself the final boss, The Rock.
Well, what do I think about The Rock? He's amazing.
Yeah,
He's the most electrifying man in sports entertainment. Yeah, he's
there's a reason that he says that about himself.
The Rock is a huge reason I'm really good at talking since like watching him as a kid. He was fucking like even watching back now, like my favorite thing to do now is like I go back and watch all the pay-per-views from the like 90 95 and up
Yeah.
to like 2000. I watch all those pay-per-views, dude, and I fucking like so much shit that I fucking like if it worked then, why won't it work now? Like there's been times where I'll go back and I'll watch Raw episode 128 from 97 and I'll take like it was Chris Jericho, no, not 97, it was like 2000. Chris Jericho versus The Rock. I took the entire fucking match fucking move for move and it was the crowd loved it. Nobody in the crowd was like, wasn't this fucking Chris Jericho versus The Rock on Raw? No, shut the fuck up. But like a lot of the things like in promos and stuff that they used to do back in the day, like I'll take something from Shawn Michaels and just put an August Artois twist on it, and now it's mine. And nobody's like, wasn't that Shawn Michaels? Like, no, it's mine.
No, that's the thing. You know, it's people don't realize it's fine to take stuff from different people and mold it into your own thing and make it yours. So that way it's not just a carbon copy of said person.
Like if I came out and said, do you smell what August Artois is cooking? Like, that's stupid. But if I came out and said, like, do you understand what August Artois is preaching? Like, if I said something like that, it's the same fucking thing, but it's fine now.
Yeah, you put your own spin on it. That's the way to do it. Now, I also will go moving on here. A guy that I would like to think definitely helped prove that getting released by WWE isn't the air quotes death nail in a career that it might have used to be back in the day if you bust your ass. But the guy always ready, Matt Cardona.
Yeah, he walked into a locker room one time and I asked him where the cocaine was and he turned around and left. So I didn't really like him that much as a person. But yeah, he's one of the hardest fucking workers out there. I don't know. I don't know him as a person, so I can't really go off of him as a person, but like as what he gives off on social media and stuff like that. I mean, I think he's fucking cool, tan, jacked, hot wife, money. I'm not a fan of like the nerdy stuff with wrestling, like collecting fucking toys and stuff like that. Like people that I'm like, I just got off the phone right before this interview with Braun Strowman, and it was just a regular conversation. I told him what I did in Thailand. He told me what he did the other day. He met Machine Gun Kelly and stuff. Like that doesn't faze me like it would. Like if I tell people in the locker room, like, hold on 1 second, Adam's calling me. You mean Braun Strowman? I'm like, yeah. Oh my fucking God, dude, you realize who that is? Like, yeah, it's a fucking human being. Calm the fuck down. So that's another thing I think that kind of projected me was like when I was working with Control Your Narrative before. I was working with EC3 and everyone's like, do you know who EC3 is? And I was like, yeah, he's that guy from NXT. And they're like, no, dude, he was in fucking TNA. He was in fucking WWE like way before. I was like, I don't fucking know. So I never treated these guys like stars. I just treated them like regular people. So I've always like I got a really good friendship with Mojo Rawley as well. Like Dean.
Yeah.
These guys, like they've never seen me as a fanboy because I'm fucking not. Like I don't know what their move set is. I don't know what their fucking theme song is. Like Braun had to tell me, he's like, remember that time when Brock Lesnar punched me in the fucking head? I was like, no. So he brings the video up and shows me the fucking story behind that was fucking hilarious. He's like,
oh yeah, I remember hearing him some interview where he talked about it. Yeah,
I was so fucking nervous, brother. Boom! He said he punched me so fucking hard in the head.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar's definitely not a person that I would care to really take a punch from.
No, not at all, man. One of the nicest guys in the fucking world, though. Like, we met in Control Your Narrative. He got signed. Like, he doesn't have to fucking talk to me anymore. He could block my number. Like, he responds to me when I was in Thailand. The time difference was fucking like 11 hours. I messaged him. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh fuck, my bad. And he fucking messaged me like immediately. Fucking like I sent him pictures. He acknowledges the pictures, sends me his own pictures. So it's a friendship. It's not a fucking business partnership.
Oh yeah, no, and that's the way I'm trying to, when the different friendships that I've built from the podcast, I'm trying to treat it much in the same manner because I've had times with my friend that co-hosts the My Two Cents stuff with me where I've told him, oh yeah, I was just talking with so and so, and he's like, what? But then we go to a show like Revolver where that person's going to be at, and he's like, damn, you weren't kidding. And like, yeah.
Yes, I think that's
It's
kind of
funny.
like,
I love it.
so back to Matt Cardona, like everybody loves this business. Everyone has their reason for loving this business. He obviously took his childhood passion and turned it into a career. For me, on the other hand, is that I could give two fucks about wrestling at all. I could give two shits about it. To me, it's the camaraderie when you're out there with another guy. Like after my match in Thailand finished, I rolled over and fucking got in the guy's ear and I was like, I fucking love you, dude. Like that's the kind of thing like you can't.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain too because you can't. You just don't have that connection with me and that guy. Will probably never talk again, and if we do, it'll probably be very scarce. But we'll always have that fucking moment of us wrestling in Thailand. Like that to me is like professional wrestling. The moments, the memories. Just in 44 months, I've been to 13 different states. I've been to fucking all the countries I listed off. Like all these places I get to see and these people I get to meet at the airports and the people I meet at the hotels and the restaurants and the bars, like that to me is like that's why I like doing this because it's fucking. I literally went to Thailand and didn't spend a penny of my own money.
Nice. And it can be damn easy to spend a shit ton there,
dude, because everything's so cheap.
I know.
I came home with I came home with 3 pairs of elephant pants.
Nice.
There's one of them.
Nice. But
yeah,
it's much in the same manner with the podcast because, like I said, with the some of the friendships I built, and hell, I still think this was pretty wild that I was at the zoo here in Omaha with my family, and somebody at the zoo literally recognized me from the podcast, and just seeing the reaction from those people, but then also the smile from my parents' face when I told them, oh, that podcast, and they recognized me from that.
That's crazy.
And it was just
hell yeah, dude. Good.
It was just I loved it.
Yeah.
All right, now I got some random questions. Some wrestling related, some might not be, some might have absolutely nothing to do with anything we've talked about so far. That's why they're random.
Real,
so I
raw,
just
and
give
random.
You the question, first answer that pops into your head. Yes. So, first one that I like to lead off with because I love the stories I get from it. Craziest in-match moment for you?
Fuck. I guess we'll go with that one then. I got stabbed 3 times during a match by a fan.
Jesus.
She had a pin in her hair, it was like a safety pin, but it was like that long. And then I went outside the ring to go pick the guy up, and I get stabbed in my ass. And I fucking turn around, and both ladies are sitting there like looking away. I was like, "What'd you just do?" And she's like, "We didn't do anything." I was like, "Well, don't fucking do it again." I went to go pick the guy up again. 1, 2, 3, stabbed me fucking right in the ass. I turned around, kicked the fucking railing right into their kneecaps, and they actually got banned from like 12 promotions here in Florida because they did that shit.
I was gonna say, holy crap.
That was pretty wild. Recently, dude, it was fucking hot down here in Florida, and we wrestle at the OCC Roadhouse, and it's like an awning, so it's like outdoors, but it's got a rooftop over it. Dude, it was so fucking hot. We went out there. We had me and my opponent had a few drinks for the match, and went out there, and I ended up throwing up underneath the ring twice. And then his manager grabbed the microphone, so I went backstage and I threw up 3 times. And then the guy that was going to do a run-in during the match throws a cold glass of water in my face, smacks me in the fucking face, and I went out there and tore the house down. It was definitely heat.
All right,
It was definitely from the heat. I fucking puked because of the heat. It was fucking. I mean, we only had a fucking like 2 shots for the match, but that's not what made me throw up. Then one more last crazy moment would be, I went to a show in Georgia, and I was supposed to do a run-in on Shane Douglas. So Shane Douglas was the main event. So I sat wearing a lucha mask in a wheelchair for the entire show with my fucking legs like just laying there all fucking dangly. Finally, I fucking jump out of the wheelchair, run in, beat the shit out of Shane Douglas, and I leave the show. So about an hour after the show, me and my buddy are walking to the car, and I have the fucking lucha mask in my hand. And I see a little group of people, and this guy's like, "That's the motherfucker that got Shane." And they all start walking towards my car, and I'm like, I don't know if they're like being serious or they're playing the part, because this might be the ring crew for all I know. It's an hour after the show. So we go to start pulling out, dude, and all of a sudden, boom, a fucking rock shatters my windshield. I fucking floored it.
God.
Right? It's a mall, yeah. Yeah.
Holy shit.
Another crazy story is, I had an opponent in Georgia, and his dad died 3 days before the show.
Oh,
and I messaged him, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry about your dad and stuff." And he's like, "Cut a promo about it." And I was like, "No, that's not a good idea." And he's like, "Do it." So I was like, "Hey, man, every show gets +1 ticket. I'll put your dad on my list. Let's hope he shows up." And his fucking family, they were sending him messages like, "We're going to meet this motherfucker with the blicky, which is a gun. We're going to meet him in the parking lot. We're going to take his life. We're going to kill this motherfucker." So he sends me the message, and he goes, "If you can bring like a bulletproof vest with you." I was like, "No, who are these people?" He goes, "It's my family." I was like, "Just fucking tell them that it's not real. Tell them that like we're friends." He's like, "No, I don't want to kill the energy." I was like, "They're going to kill me, dude." So I fucking showed up to the show with a bulletproof fucking vest on, man. It was scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like I have gotten some pretty interesting stories off of this question, but holy shit, I think we topped them all.
I guess one more. IWA Puerto Rico got a message from a fan that said, if you ever bring August Artois back, he might not make it home.
Oh.
I might get murdered in Puerto Rico. Yeah.
Yeah, wouldn't be the first time somebody did.
That's funny.
I had to. All right. So you've traveled a lot of places, a lot of countries, like all over our country. What have been like top 2 places that you've been to, whether it be wrestling or outside of wrestling?
Fuck. All right, I'll answer it in 2 questions. I'll do country and I'll do a state.
Okay.
I guess we can count Puerto Rico as a state because it's not a fucking country. Puerto Rico is beautiful, but I think Utah is probably, like, when I go there, I feel like my soul resets. It's like the mountains are beautiful, the fucking air is thin, like it's such a fucking cool, beautiful place to go. It's like the air's crisp. That's probably the coolest place I've been, I think, in the States. Yeah. That or Maine is really cool too, but it was like a city with like probably 800 people in it. Really fucking Presque Isle, Maine, which is really tiny. I like going to those places because it like kind of humbles you. Like when you go to like New York City or Thailand, and then you come to fucking like bumfuck Maine, you're like, and then the crowd's fucking packed and they're loud as shit. Like that's real cool. Other countries, damn it. It would have to be a tie between Iceland, not non-wrestling, Iceland, and wrestling would be Thailand. Because like Iceland was just so different. The culture was so different. That is the most fucking beautiful country I've ever been to. I saw the Northern Lights. I was on the glaciers, the fucking
Nice.
the volcanoes and stuff. Like the people are friendly. The fucking parties are crazy, and it's like a whole different fucking language. But then in Thailand, dude, there's so many times when I was in Thailand, like I just closed my eyes. I was like, dude, you're in fucking Thailand right now. Like, this is fucking incredible. Like flying through traffic on the back of a motorbike, fucking smelling fucking that nasty fruit that's illegal in America over there. I forget what it's called.
I forget what it's called myself. Yeah.
Eating the street food, getting fucking like $7 full body massages, and like everyone bowing to you and like so respectful. And on top of that, too, like this trip, because I went to Istanbul for 9 hours, then I went to Bangkok for 7 days. Then when I came back to Istanbul, I was there for 11 hours and I took a tour of the city. And everyone's like, how do they treat Americans over there? I'm like, that whole fucking everyone hates America thing, like that's a Western thought. They treated me with absolutely nothing but like maybe a few times I got a couple side eyes. Well, I was walking around with my fucking title everywhere I went. So some people were probably like, who is that? I wonder if he's famous or not. But nobody was like, oh, you're an American. Like, fuck this guy. Like, people from China, maybe they didn't like me, but that's on them. My buddy was on a Chinese flight not too long ago, and they refused to give him water. Yeah.
Wow.
So, but the whole racism thing, like I was having full conversations with like those women that wear those like Middle Eastern women. I'm having full conversations with them, Indian men, fucking like Jamaican ladies, like the hatred that people think is out there. Like my mom, when I was like, I'm going to Thailand by myself, she's like, don't go anywhere by yourself. Don't trust anybody. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? It's one of the safest countries. Like, if you do something stupid over there, yeah. Like if you talk about the royal family, you're going to prison for 15 years. Like if you touch a monk or something like that, yeah. If you disrespect their culture, yeah, that's on you. You're a fucking idiot. But like before I went to Turkey, I looked up what's their culture? Muslim. So I fucking looked up anything that was disrespectful towards Muslims and didn't do it. Because I know like I got a loud voice, I swear a lot. Sometimes my fucking, you know what I'm saying? So I try not to do certain things. Like in Thailand, you're not supposed to touch people's heads. In Thailand, it's very disrespectful. I didn't know that. So then I looked up like, well, Thailand, what do they look up? Buddhism. What are disrespectful things in Buddhism? Like, don't do that shit. So
yeah, no, that's the way to do it.
So it would be a tie between Utah and Maine, and then it'd be a tie between Thailand but Thailand and Iceland are for both like two different reasons. Like Thailand was fucking crazy. It was cheap. It was lovely. Fucking most beautiful sights I've ever seen. And then Iceland was like, yeah, kind of the same thing. But Iceland's like, you go to Reykjavik, Iceland, there's 330,000 people in Iceland. There's 130,000 in Reykjavik. Then when you leave Reykjavik, it's nothing but a road and mountains. Then you get to the next city, there's like 700 people in that city. Then you go to the next city, there's like 1,200 people in that city. Each city, and then like, what am I looking for? Oh, like the light pollution. So I was like driving to the next city. It was like 3:00 in the morning. I got out of my car and looked up. Dude, I saw fucking 40,000 stars in the sky because there was no fucking light pollution and shit.
Oh yeah. No, but I've definitely loved stuff like that. For me, I've been like much like you said with Maine, but for me, it was Alaska was great. Same sort of.
I've never been. That's Hawaii and Alaska are the last two places I need to go.
Those, when my wife and I went on our honeymoon, the only two states in the western half that I hadn't been to yet were Washington and Alaska. And we went on an Alaskan cruise, and our cruise left out of Seattle. So now I've been to the entire western half.
Yeah, I wrestle in Spokane, or not Spokane. Yeah, it's around Spokane, Washington. I'll be there September 21st. I'm back in Washington again.
Nice. And then
go
ahead.
Oh.
But a close second for me, and it's mostly because I was stationed there in the Navy and it felt like a second home, but San Diego, California.
All right.
It was like a second home to me, and I still have a ton of friends out there. So
I
anytime I
only
get to go out there.
I only liked Northern California because when we toured, we hit the entire state, and it was beautiful, peaceful, nice, kind people. And then as soon as you got down to like fucking L.A., Oakland, and shit like that, it just everything changed. I was like, yeah, this fucking place sucks.
Yeah, depending on where you go, there's a lot of that. Yeah, I can't even
Plus,
deny that.
we were in a band too, so we really didn't get to like stop and sightsee a lot. We kind of just as we went, we saw stuff as we went. But
Mm.
my thing about like with the traveling is that like when I was a little kid, I grew up in Ohio, and I used to think I'm like, there's fucking kids in China, Japan, and Australia that I'll never meet these kids, and I'll never get to like play video games with them or anything. So like when I first went to the UK and I got to meet like a friend that I've been friends with for fucking 3 years, and I got to sit there and play video games with him and laugh, I was like, I got all emotional. I was like, dude, this is so cool. Like, not only like that I bet on myself, and now I'm rewarded with all this travel, but like even if I paid for all these trips, like I'm still like I'm in another fucking country right now with people I should have
Yeah.
never been around. And then like my brother was like, I'm so proud of you, man. You're in Bangkok. You're in Thailand. I was like, yeah. He goes, Asia. And I was like, oh, it's I didn't even realize. I was like, it's Asia. So he sends me a picture of the map, and I was like, dude, like here's Florida, here's fucking Thailand. Like I'm on the other side of the fucking world. Like this is nuts.
Yeah. Yeah. And
My
like
only problem was on this last trip is if you go to my Instagram, you can watch all my stories. I kind of partied a little too hard. That was my only problem. I didn't get to do like a lot of tourist stuff because like one day I was hungover in bed all day. Like, but I was only there for 6 days, so I didn't get to go to like Phuket or anything like that. I had to Bangkok, wrestle in Bangkok, 3 more days, and then I had to fly out, the next morning. So,
Gotcha.
but
Yeah.
I feel like I could have seen the temples. I could have at least done more stuff in Bangkok, but we just kind of partied every night and walked down the roads with the girls.
That seemed to be a lot of what my stop on deployment was like in Phuket. But it, what you were saying kind of reminded me of when people asked me about, you know, whether I liked being in the Navy or not. And I'm like any job, there was parts I liked, parts I didn't. But I literally got to see parts of the world that I would more than likely never get to see without it. Like hell, I was in Israel for a little bit, and with all the crazy shit going on there, I mean, we
Yeah.
got there in a relatively calm time.
Oh, on the way back from fucking this next trip to Bangkok, my buddy was like, he's never flown longer than like 2 or 3 hours. These are long. I think it's a 14-hour flight. No, it's like a 14 or 16-hour flight to Taipei, Taiwan, and then it's like he was like, as long as the layovers aren't long. So I got us like an hour and a half layover, 2 hour layover, and then I fucking got a 19-hour layover in the Philippines. And he's like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Hold on, now we get a free vacation in the village. Now, like when we land in the Philippines, we can go fucking go to a beach, go get some food. We have 19 hours to kill it. Like that's a free vacation in the Philippines." Then
Oh,
he's like, "You know
totally.
what? Awesome."
Oh yeah, hell, Philippines. I was in Manila for a little bit.
That's where the airport is, right?
I believe so. Yeah,
So there is stuff to do around there, then, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
because
been
like
a while since I've been there, but yeah, I do remember there's plenty to do.
I told him I was like, probably 30 minutes. You get a fucking taxi 30 minutes away from the airport. There's got to be a beach. It's right on the coast right there, so you should be
Yeah,
good to go. But I told him
yeah, no,
we're 13 days in Thailand. We're doing Bangkok, Thaya, and then we're going to Phuket and then back to Bangkok. And then I told him, I was like, when we get to the Philippines, dude, we're gonna be fucking drained. Like we're find a beach, lay down, and just relax.
oh yeah, nope. I
I
totally
heard the women
get
in the
it.
Philippines are very, very good.
Oh yeah, very friendly people there for the most part too. I mean,
Yeah.
any of them that I ran into there were friendly as hell. But now everybody's got some like crazy travel stories, like something messed up happened at the airport, or like hell, I've got a couple that I'll tell, one with a bus and one at the airport. But what is a crazy travel story that you have?
All right, so I get to Thailand. It's my first. My buddy lives there. He's lived there for about 9 years now, but he has to work, so he couldn't be with me the whole time. It's my first day by myself. So I book a fucking motorbike to go get a massage. And I'm looking at this fucking kid's phone. It's up and it's to the left, and that's a 7-minute drive. So we go up, he turns right, he goes down through this village, he pulls up to this fucking shack, screams in the shack. The lady pokes her head out, starts laughing, he takes off on the motorbike. I'm like, what the fuck? We're driving around for like 15 minutes. The fuck, he shuts his fucking phone off. I'm like, what's going on? We pull under this bridge, and now we're surrounded by Bangkok, this beautiful city, and we're underneath this fucking freeway pass with like a couch, a bed, all dirt, a rug covered in dirt. There's like dogs walking around, there's cats walking around. I'm like, oh my God, I look over by the couch and the table, and there's a fucking giant knife on the table. I was like, all right, man, like, I don't know where I'm at. I can't just run away from this guy and get like more lost. So I was like, he goes, Metal One. I was like, what do I want? He goes, no, Metal One. I'm like, oh, marijuana. He pulls out a bag of weed and he starts chopping it up with the fucking knife, mixes it with some tobacco, pulls out a bong. I have it all on video, dude. I fucking recorded it on my Facebook, on my Instagram live. I was like, hey, everybody watching, because it was like 5 p.m. there, so it was like 4 o'clock in the morning in the States. And some of my well, how fucking crazy. As soon as we finished, not a word of English was spoken between us. Just noises and fucking hand movements. We got high as shit, and then we got on the fucking motorbike, and he takes me to my massage and dropped me off. It was fucking crazy.
That is nuts.
Wild. Yeah, that was fucking wild.
I remember Thailand. When we got to the bus from the ship to wherever they dropped us all off, we got a driver for the night, and here we are drinking beers in the back of a pickup truck riding through Thailand, and I'm just like, dude, this is fucking awesome. And this one wasn't necessarily like a full trip, but I remember I was flying to Nashville, and before I even left Omaha, the gate in Chicago changed twice. Then it changed another time in the air on the way to Chicago. Then it changed, like, I get to the gate only to find out it changed again. And then when we get on the plane, finally, we had to wait about 45 minutes because the crew for the plane was on the other side of the airport. And then the only time I have ever like had a luggage issue was actually on a bus, because I took a bus from San Diego back here to back to Nebraska, and partway somewhere down, the bus I was on broke down. So they brought in another bus. My luggage, I didn't find out, got put under the wrong bus until I got to my next change off in Oklahoma City, only to miss my bus from Oklahoma City and had to be at the bus station there for like 8 hours.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, I'm never taking a bus again.
When I was on tour, when I was signed to the record label, I was 16 years old. We went to El Paso, Texas. And every time we'd get to the show, we'd go into the venue before the show started, obviously, like 3, 4, 5 hours beforehand. We got there, and the bartender was there putting all the glasses together, and I was like, she is the hottest fucking woman I've ever seen in my life. She was Japanese mixed with Mexican. She was so fucking hot. So she's like, hey, would you like a drink? And I was like, yeah. She goes, you don't have your ID on you by any chance, do you? I was like, no, I actually got a DUI back at home. When you get a DUI, they take your fucking license from you, so I don't have one. She's like, how old are you? I was like, 31. I was like, yeah, I got 2 kids and everything. She's like, oh, okay. So she takes me back to the hotel. She gets me a hotel with her, and then she gets my band a hotel. Dude, I was 16. I lost my virginity when I was 15. So I'm 16. She licked places in my body that I didn't know tongues could fucking go. She taught me how to be a man in one night. Her name was her last name was Portugal. Paula Portugal. I'll never in my life ever forget her. And then we went down. Our first tour was down to Florida, across to Texas, met her there, went all the way up California, all the way up across the top, South Dakota, all that bullshit. Then back down through the middle, back down to El Paso again. When I saw her again, it was on site. Like we were fucking making out with each other at the bar, all over each other. So that's 16 years old. Never talked to her again. 17, 18, 19, 20. Finally, I'm 33 years old. That was 2 years ago. I go on Facebook. I'm like, Paula Portugal. Boom. There she fucking is. I was like, no fucking way. I messaged her. I was like, hey, do you remember me by any chance? And she goes, how many 16-year-olds do you think I fucked? I was like, wait, you fucking knew I was 16? She goes, yeah, sweetheart, I did. So at the time, I'm like, hell yeah, that's awesome. But now that I'm 35, I'm like, she fucking raped me. I was a boy, damn it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, but yeah, I would imagine not. But next question I have here, I feel like I would feel weird if I didn't have this question in here with the name of a show like I have. But favorite drink, whether alcoholic or not, or shit, one of each.
I'll do one of each. My favorite drink in the entire world is milk. I drink 1 gallon of milk every day. I love milk so fucking much. It's in my Yeti, my little Yeti thing. It's got ice in it. Like I fill it up, I drink it. I fill it up, I drink it throughout the night. Like 2 o'clock in the morning, I'll wake up in the middle of the night. It's empty. I throw some ice in it, fill it up with milk. I drink it 24/7. I drink milk always. Alcohol, I would have to go with. I would say Stella Artois because of August Artois.
Yeah,
but that beer fucking sucks. I like Angry Orchard.
That is a good one.
Angry Orchard out of Fireball.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say that's how I generally have it. I've even with my favorite non-alcoholic, I'm a bit of a Dr. Pepper fiend. I even stumbled one time having a little shooter of Jack Honey, and I poured that in just out of curiosity. Yeah. Holy fuck, it was good.
Yeah, I love Dr. Pepper.
All right.
Dr. Pepper with fucking whiskey is really good.
Oh yeah, that it is.
Brings out the extra spices.
Oh yeah.
All right. Now, even like water and stuff like that. Like I only drink water if I'm drinking alcohol. I'll drink water with alcohol, and then like on show days, I'll drink water. If I drink milk on a show day, my stomach will get all bloaty.
Yeah, and yeah, you don't want that.
No,
don't want that at all. All right. Now, last but not least here, best advice you have for anybody wanting to get into wrestling?
Find something better to do. Yeah, that's the best advice Austin Aries gave. I had him on my pod. I have a podcast called Real and Raw with August Artois. I had Austin Aries on there, and I was like, what's your best advice? I'm a fresh, brand new kid. I want to be a wrestler. What's your best advice? He goes, fucking don't. And I thought he was being a dick at first, but he's right. Go find something better to do. Like this isn't a business for everybody. Your feelings will get fucking hurt a lot. You're gonna get a lot of no replies, no emails back. You're gonna feel like a piece of shit. You're gonna see a lot more people doing better than you. Like for some people, like I said, like I had to quit my real job to wrestle full time now. There's guys that have been like my buddy. He's been wrestling for 20 years. His rate is $75. That is fucking ridiculous to me. So like, you're not going to make a lot of money. Like I'm making good money. I have sponsors that pay for my flights, my hotels. My rate is very, very good. A 3-digit rate that I'm very, very proud to have, and very, it works for me. It pays for everything I need. It pays for my bills. But you're not going to make fucking money in this business. You're not going to make good friends in this business. It's a cutthroat fucking business. You're literally throwing your body to the ground. You're hurting yourself. Like, have you ever seen a professional wrestler not in bad shape? Like, this shit sucks. It's stupid. It fucks with you mentally. Like, go find something to do. Like, football player, singer, a doctor, a lawyer. And if that doesn't work, like I started wrestling at 30. You can wait till you're 30 to start wrestling. Like it's not advised. People say like you should start at 18, 19, but I know 18, 19-year-olds that can barely fucking walk now because they started wrestling at the age of 16. Their fucking knees are blown out. Stupid.
Yeah.
So my best advice is go find something better to do. And if you have to, and if you have no other options, yeah, go be a fucking stupid wrestler. Yeah. Because like I make like a lot of people are like, dude, August, you make it look so easy. And I fucking do it. It is it's one of the easiest things I've ever done in my entire life. This is so easy to me. I see guys in the back putting on like makeup and shit, getting into character. Then they look over at me and I just fucking put my chain on, my glasses, and I walk out the curtain. They're like, that's just Tim Felger is August Artois. It's just turned up to 11. That's me. One of the easiest fucking things I've ever done. So people think like 44 months in the business and you've already wrestled the UK 3 times, fucking Puerto Rico, Thailand. I had to turn down a Costa Rica booking because my cat got sick. People think like, oh, if you can do it, I can do it. No, you fucking can't. You mean time? You mean hours I lay in bed on my phone, messaging, trying to find sponsors. Like people hit me up like, hey, do you have any sponsors I could use? Like, fuck you, you motherfucker. No, they're paying for my flight from Thailand. It was a last minute flight, $1,600. You think I paid for it? Absolutely fucking not. Shout out to Wesley Learns and the Global Children Literacy Foundation.
Definitely. Yeah. No. I've known even with the podcast, I've had luckily more just no answered emails than like flat out no's. But they
you know what no stands for? Next opportunity.
I like it. I'm gonna keep using that one because yeah, that's just the way I look at it. I just thank them for their time and I move on to the next person and I
like say I fucking meet a nice girl at the airport, but she doesn't like that I'm a professional wrestler. She doesn't like my tattoos and she doesn't give me the time of day. That's her fucking loss, not mine. So when you start thinking like, oh, what's wrong with me? Like that's when it will start. Like when I first started my first tour to the UK, I sent 145 emails. I got 2 emails back. Both of them were this email no longer exists. I got not one fucking reply, dude. And everyone's like, so you're going to cancel your tour? I was like, I'm still going to go. Like, I'm still going to go and make content of me in England. Like, I guess I'll find something to do then. I got 2 bookings. And then now, next time I got 5 bookings. Now I'm going back. I got 4. So good to go.
No, most definitely. All right. So before we go, where can people find you social media wise? So if they don't already have their eyes on our August Artois, but they should have their eyes there. Good. Where can they go to get their eyes there?
I'm not going to give the tags because you can just type in August Artois and it'll pop up. AUGUST like the month, ARTOIS like the beer. August Artois. That's on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Unforgettablevision.com. You can check out my merchandise. You can go to YouTube. You can watch Son of a Journeyman. That's a documentary about me. It's an hour 14-minute documentary. We also just released a mini vlog documentary called August Artois Back to the UK. That just released. I just released a 5-minute vlog in Thailand. I got a lot of content from the Thailand trip. Upcoming shows, I've got August 17th, I will be in Huquios? I don't fucking know. Something Spanish. I'll be in Puerto Rico wrestling Savio fucking dumb shit Vega in a Puerto Rican street fight. August 25th, I will be defending my FIP title at the OCC Roadhouse in Clearwater, Florida. That's Full Impact Pro. September 7th, I'll be at Pride of Wrestling in Seminole, Florida. September fucking 14th, I will be at GCW, Generation Championship Wrestling in Florida. September 21st, I'll be in Spokane, Washington for Northwest Pro Wrestling. I don't fucking know. Oh, then October, I leave for fucking Scotland or UK.
All right. So, yeah, we'll get all the...
Oh, you can also go to YouTube and type in Tommy Vext, VEXT. It's a Tommy Vext music video. It's got over 2 million views. I'm actually in that music video. You can go to Moist Wrestling League on YouTube. His name's Charlie. His name's Moist Critical. He's a huge YouTuber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did a couple programs with him. I wrestled as the Genie Maker, which is fucking entertaining as shit. Probably the most fun. And that was a lot of fun.
I bet. Yeah, no, I know both of them. Well, not personally, but I know them very well. Yeah.
Yeah. So check out Moist Wrestling League, the Genie Maker. That's me. It's fucking hilarious.
Definitely, we'll get information about all that in the description. Well, that is about all I have. I want to thank you for taking the time to talk to me tonight. Best of luck out there with your upcoming trip to Scotland. Hopefully that goes well, and best of luck anywhere you're defending your world title.
Well, I gotta go to a free clinic first before I go to Puerto Rico to make sure Thailand didn't get the best of me.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I wear a condom every time. Can't trust
all right. Well, that is about all I got. Have a good one.